So, here's Sarah. She's just like any other student you might meet, curious, eager, and ready to take on the world. From a young age, Sarah was always the one with her hand up in class, excited to answer questions and dive into new subjects. She was a bright student with a hearing loss, and she absolutely loved learning. Books were her escape, and she thrived on discovering new things. Her teachers often praised her determination and positive attitude, and her classmates admired her for never letting anything hold her back. But, university presented a pretty big challenge. The campus was huge, the buildings were intimidating, and everything felt so much bigger than before. Suddenly, Sarah found herself in a whole new world, one that was both exciting and a little bit scary. The large lecture halls echoed, making it really tough to hear the professors. The sound bounced off the walls, and even with her hearing aid, Sarah struggled to catch every word. Sometimes it felt like the important information was just out of reach. Sarah struggled to keep up. She took notes as fast as she could, but it was hard to follow along when she missed key points. The pace was fast, and she worried about falling behind her classmates. She felt lost and alone, honestly. Surrounded by so many people, yet feeling invisible, Sarah sometimes wondered if anyone else noticed how hard she was trying. The information just seemed to fly past her, leaving her feeling pretty discouraged. It was like everyone else was running a race, and she was stuck at the starting line trying to catch up. But this whole experience made Sarah realize something important. She began to understand that she couldn't do it all alone, and that it was okay to need support sometimes. She needed to speak up for herself and ask for help. It wasn't easy, but Sarah knew that reaching out was the first step toward making things better. It was time to advocate for her needs. By finding her voice, Sarah took control of her own story, determined to make her university experience a success. Self-advocacy is simply speaking up for yourself. It's about recognizing your own needs, preferences, and rights, and then taking steps to make sure those needs are met. Whether you're in a classroom, at work, or with friends, self-advocacy means having the confidence to express yourself and share your perspective. It means asking for what you need to succeed, whether that's extra time on a test, a quiet space to work, or simply asking someone to repeat themselves. Self-advocacy is about being proactive and not waiting for others to guess what you need. This is especially crucial for people who are deaf or hard of hearing, because your needs might not always be obvious to others. By speaking up, you help others understand how to support you best, and you make sure your voice is heard in every situation. Communication is a two-way street. It's not just about you sharing your needs, but also about listening to others and working together to find solutions that work for everyone involved. Sometimes, you need to let others know how to best communicate with you. This could mean explaining that you prefer written instructions, or that you need people to face you when they speak so you can read their lips. You might need to request accommodations, like captioning for videos, assistive listening devices, or seating arrangements that help you hear better. These requests are your right, and they help create a more accessible environment for everyone. Or you may need to explain your hearing loss to someone who isn't familiar with it, so they understand how to interact with you in a respectful and helpful way. Self-advocacy is not being demanding or rude. It's about being clear, honest, and respectful when you talk about your needs. It's a skill that helps you build better relationships and create understanding. Ultimately, self-advocacy is really about working together to make sure you can fully participate in all aspects of life. When you advocate for yourself, you help create a more inclusive world for everyone. Taking the first step towards self-advocacy can feel intimidating, especially if you're not used to speaking up for yourself. But remember, every journey begins with a single step, and it truly does get easier with practice and time. You're not alone in feeling nervous. Many people experience the same thing at first. Start with small actions and gradually build your confidence. Even tiny steps, like making eye contact or introducing yourself, can help you feel more comfortable. Over time, these small efforts add up, and you'll notice yourself becoming more self-assured in different situations. Here are some practical tips to help you advocate for yourself more effectively. Be upfront with others. Let people know you are deaf or hard of hearing as soon as you feel comfortable. This helps set clear expectations and opens the door for better communication. Explain how others can best communicate with you. For example, you might ask them to face you when speaking, speak clearly, or slow down a bit. Don't hesitate to share what works best for you. If you miss something, ask for help or clarification. It's perfectly okay to ask someone to repeat themselves or to explain something in a different way. Remember, everyone needs help sometimes. Don't hesitate to request accommodations that make communication easier for you, such as captioning, assistive listening devices, or a note-taker in class or meetings. These tools exist to support your needs. Be prepared by carrying extra batteries for your hearing aids or cochlear implants, and make sure your devices are charged and working before important events. Keep a notepad or your phone handy to write down important information, names, or details you might miss. This can be a helpful backup in noisy environments. Take time to learn about your rights. Familiarize yourself with accessibility laws and resources available in your area. Knowing what support you're entitled to can empower you to ask for what you need. These laws are in place to protect your right to equal access and ensure you're treated fairly in schools, workplaces, and public spaces. Most importantly, remember that your needs are valid and you deserve to be heard. Self-advocacy is a skill that grows stronger the more you use it. Don't be afraid to speak up for yourself. Your voice matters, and you have every right to participate fully in every aspect of life. Self-advocacy can be empowering. It helps you gain control over your communication and your life. When you advocate for yourself, you build confidence. You learn to articulate your needs and assert your rights. This can have a ripple effect, inspiring others to do the same. Be proud of who you are, including your hearing loss. It's a part of your unique identity. Embrace it and let your voice be heard. Everyone deserves to be heard and understood. By advocating for yourself, you contribute to a more inclusive world. When we communicate openly and respectfully, we break down barriers. We create environments where everyone feels valued and respected. Keep advocating for yourself and others. Together, we can create a brighter future for everyone.